Hey, what's up guys, Kudu here and welcome to a Primal Earth video. Finally, after waiting for 6 to 5 days, we are now able to try out the new patch that the devs have been cooking for a long time. Now, before we jump into the gameplay, I do want to go through the patch notes with you guys so you guys have a little bit of idea on what to expect on this patch notes. And as always, you guys have to keep in mind that the game is still being developed, so everything that you guys are seeing or going to see is still a work in progress. Without further ado, let's just jump straight into the patch notes. Now, we are at their Discord. If you guys are new to the video and don't know anything about Primal Earth, I will leave a link down in the description below that you guys can join their YouTube, that you guys can join their Discord, and then, you know, ask them questions about the game right there, because I've been talking about, and if you guys follow my channel, you know a little bit of Primal Earth. But for the patch notes, we have finally here patch notes for 27th of August. We have added more savanna biome. Progress can be seen on YouTube. Added more wetland biomes. You can see this on YouTube. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the link for the YouTube channel so you guys can see the progress. More drinkable water sources. Added new thunder sounds, which is pretty cool. Added camera wetness effect when placing your camera underwater or for rain, which is something pretty cool for the crocodile. Added sandstorms back. Added camera heat distortion when it's really hot in the desert biome, which is pretty cool. Added a new playable warthog. Old movement has been re-added and will continue to get improved on within more patches. Added a new main menu. Server is no longer on P2, I don't know how to pronounce this, pay to play, I don't know. And we will now be testing for new server stability, which is pretty cool. And if you guys want to know, I'm gonna create a Primal Earth video. So if you guys want to keep an eye out for that, make sure to join my Discord. Link will be down in the description. Now we have added work in progress dragon mechanics, added new creature selection screen, added a jump height has been increased, added the buffalo, added the kudu, added the impala, added leopard grapple, cheetah grapple, and special attack for the lion. Cheetah has been given a stationary bite. The cheetah has a new fall animation. Leopard has a new fall animation. Leopard now can crouch in idle animation. And then we have the picture mode, which is still being worked on and will be probably ready in the next patch. Now, for animal survival games, I always told every single dev that there always needs to be a replay and a pictures mode for us content creators to get that beautiful thumbnail. So having a picture mode or even a replay system, just like Path of Titans, which is for me the best one, really helps us content creators and people from servers, you know, to report rule breaks and things like that. New playables have 2 to 3 calls, left and right click attacks, and alt attacks. What we are looking for to check on this patch is new server stability, server crashes, any exploits, and bug and collisions. With that, we do have everything for this update. I will leave it down right here so you guys can pause the video and maybe read for yourself, take a look. But we already have 1, 2, 3, 4 playable animals that we are going to be taking a look today. Now back into the game. Now it's when the fun begins. I can't really say that I'm really a huge fan of the new UI. I think it looks kind of bad because of the contrast and how it's presented and the colors itself. You guys might have a different opinion. I do want to hear you out if you guys really enjoy this UI or if you guys think that is the old one was better. Sadly, for now, because it's still so fresh, we are not going to be able to try and practice with other people. So we do have to host our own server, and unfortunately, I'm going to try and showcase you guys the places. I'm going to try and showcase you guys the 4 new playable animals. And once they have a dedicated server that everybody can join and play, then yes, I'm going to try and show you guys the grapples and all of that beautiful stuff. So jumping into the Herbivore roster, we have the Cape Buffalo, we have the Greater Kudu, we have the Impala, and the Warthog. We're gonna start from the top and go all the way to the bottom. Let's hit spawn and here it is. It is basically similar to Anomalia's model. I do have to say it looks a little bit better in terms of quality, but I think it is basically the same model. The movement, as always, it feels pretty good. It feels like the animal has weight. But one thing that I always notice, still there is no performance update. We are currently playing at Ultra. We are getting 46 frames per second in a open map with no players whatsoever, and we are running this in a 4070 Super, and it is taxing. So hopefully they will do a little bit of performance updates, or maybe once they have added DLSS or FSR, things will go smoother. But people with low NPCs or mid NPCs will probably struggle a lot. Now let's go and do a rundown for the attacks of our beautiful Cape Buffalo. We have the left click, we have the right click, and we have a charge attack, which is alt and left click. And this is the alt and right click, which is a back kick. So you have multiple attacks that you guys can go through, which is pretty cool. The charge attack, however, I don't know how I feel about this, but it is pretty cool that we have a back kick, but we have to stay stationary. We can't really run and do a back kick. And this, it is basically the running, full sprinting, I would assume. But it needs a little bit of tweaking, because you guys can see on the leg a few things doesn't really feel natural. Overall, the quality compared to Anomalia's Buffalo, it is slightly better in terms of texture. Keep in mind that, of course, we are playing on Ultra, so it will always look beautiful. Up next, we have our beautiful, the Greater Kudu, which is a very beautiful herbivore in real life. They are really big and they can run and jump pretty high. Same as always, same model as Anomalia. We do have to try and see. So these are the calls. And I do have to say that they sound really nice compared to Anomalia's one, and you will hear me a lot comparing the two because they have the same models, and it is basically how it is. But for some reason, Primal Earth models, although they are the same, they look nicer, and they have crisper movement and sound. But it's starting to rain. This might be the new area that Godness was working on, so this is kind of like a wetlands. Would be cool to see the crocodile model, but hopefully we have to wait until it is a playable. But this is one of the places that Godness has been working on, and it looks pretty cool. So I decided to restart the server because I'm not really a huge fan when it starts to rain and thunderstorming in Primal Earth, because the audio controls don't really work. A tip or a advice that I would give for the devs is to add a little menu or a little command prompt that you can type into the chat when you host your own servers, that you can change the weather, daytime, so you guys can showcase the nighttime, the sandstorm, the rain, whatever. And I don't really think it is pretty nice when you're trying to present something and it starts to thunderstorm and everything is loud and you can't hear anything and whatever. But we're gonna showcase the attacks for the Kudu, which the right click, it is pretty interesting because you have to hold it. So if you tap it once, it does this little small animation, but if you hold it, it kind of tramples, which is pretty cool. For the alt and left click, we have this attack that might be for sparring other male Kudus, I would assume. Who knows? Maybe they will introduce sparring. And we have, of course, the back kick. Overall, the animations look good. I do have to say that some of the animations, they still need a little bit of improvement so that the animal feels natural, feels alive, and doesn't really look that janky. But overall, the Great Kudu is a beautiful animal to play. Jumping into our third animal, and this one is the Impala. Can be mistaken for the Springbok. They kind of look alike, but they are actually different animals. I don't know much about Impalas. I've seen them in real life in safari journeys. I don't really say that I enjoy the skin or the texture of the Impala. I don't know if it's because it has a slim body and it looks kind of skinny, or if because the textures look bad. But it might be just me, but I do want to know your guys' opinion. For our little Impala, we do have some pretty cool calls. They come with animations. And that's basically it. I don't know if they're gonna take the big jump, because this kind of reminds me of the leopard jump from Animalia. You know, I know that animals can jump pretty high, but jumping like this, it is a little bit absurd. So hopefully they will give them actual, you know, a reasonable jump heights, because this is almost same height as a tree. But for the attacks, we have left click, right click, and this one is just a click. We don't need to hold it. Alt left click. Now this one, you can tell that it needs a little bit of improvement. These ones might be for sparring or maybe fight other impalas, other antelopes that you might find. It's something that I can't say that people will do, but if they add a sparring system like in the Isle, this might be something useful. But people don't usually spar or fight with the same species. And we have the alt and right click, which is a pretty small kick, but at the same time a little bit of movement. Now the Impala, I don't really see a lot of people playing it, same as the Springbok, unless you want to try and do maybe a quick gameplay so you can get chased by a cheetah. I will assume that their sprint will be fast as a gazelle, but it doesn't really feel that fast compared to a cheetah. But like I said, once the servers are up and people are testing it out, I do want to try the cheetah grapple, the leopard grapple, and the body dragon mechanic, and all those sort of stuff. For our last animal, we have our beautiful warthog. So I do have to say that this model looks pretty cool. The fur itself, the model itself seems high tier. Thank God that they didn't add the other, warthog that was supposed to be a replaceable. And if you guys are wondering about the ground, this is how it looks. It's not really a graphic bug, it's just that part of the map that is bugged. I will have a lot of fun playing this animal because I've played it on Wild Savannah, and this animal, if they add Burrow, it will be a fun animal to play. Now let's go over the calls and then go over the attacks. This is call number 1. Call number 2. Call number 3. There is no call number 4. So this is left click. This is right click. Looks like more of a powerful attack. Alt and left click. When you do like a turn like in the aisle where you press alt and click. It doesn't. And we have alt and right click. Would be cool to have something like the aisle when you click alt and right click, so the animal would do a spin and hit, you know, do like a spin like this. Will be something cool to see. But overall, this model looks pretty beautiful, and it beats the Animalia one for miles away. You can see the level of detail close. And although I don't think a lot of people will play as the Warthog, I myself am seeing me having a lot of fun and doing a lot of beautiful stories and funny content with this gorgeous animal. And so that we can see, I do want to see how the sprint is, because Warthogs are pretty fast. But can't really say I'm a big fan of the running animation, because this is the full sprint. Like I said, a lot of these animations don't really give me the vibe that it is natural. They need to improve a lot, and I do think animations for animals are one of the most difficult things to do, because you do have to nail their animations and make them feel like they have life, you know? Because when you run as the Warthog, it kind of looks like he's hopping with his back legs. Might be just me, but it feels that way. And it did a little butt shake. Look at that. Beautiful. Usually Warthogs have their tails up. This one, even though we are running, it doesn't really have the tail up. And also the buffalo has the same thing, the same mechanic, but sadly there is none. But overall, this has been the mega patch. I know that there are still a few things missing, but like I said, I'm just waiting for them to add the dedicated server that everybody can join in and we can have a bunch of fun. Maybe I will do a live stream and you guys can join me on the live stream and try and do the test, the grapple with the cheetah, the dragon mechanic, and, you know, explore the map and find those beautiful biomes and those beautiful effects. But currently, because I can only play on, you know, your own host server, we can't really test a lot of the features with players. But overall, I do really enjoy the Warthog skin, and I do really enjoy the buffalo, but can't really say much about the Impala and the great Kudu, because after all, like I said, some of these models are just the same as Animalium. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little showcase. Hopefully you guys will go and check out Primal Earth. Make sure to leave a subscribe, a like, and a comment down for the YouTube algorithm. If you guys are interested in Primal Earth, yet again, everything will be down in the description, so go there and check out. And if you guys really like what you see, why not, you know, go to their Patreon and try and give this tech demo or alpha test a try. So thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys in a separate video. Keep an eye out for maybe a live stream or a secondary video where we are going to try out the other mechanics that we couldn't do in this video. So take care.